In a recent episode of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon took aim at Meghan Markle's new podcast, delivering a brutal roast that resonated with viewers and critics alike. With his signature humor, Fallon dissected Markle's attempts to carve out a space in the podcasting world, questioning her credibility and motives. This roast wasn't just a comedic jab. It echoed a wider sentiment among those who feel Markle's narrative often teeters on the edge of self-promotion and victimhood. As Fallon put it, if her podcast was any more self-referential, it would be a mirror. This biting commentary comes at a time when Meghan Markle's public persona is increasingly scrutinized. Since stepping back from royal duties, Markle has positioned herself as a champion of social issues. Yet many argue that her actions often contradict her words. For instance, while advocating for mental health awareness, critics point to her controversial interview with Oprah, where she aired personal grievances about the royal family, leading some to question whether her advocacy is genuine or simply a means to maintain her public image. Fallon's roast encapsulated this ambivalence, poking fun at her tendency to oscillate between royal rebel and relatable influencer. Moreover, Fallon highlighted the podcast's focus on themes of empowerment and resilience, which some perceive as disingenuous. Many listeners have noted that Markle's narrative often centers around her struggles against the monarchy, but it fails to address the privilege she has enjoyed throughout her life. Fallon quipped, "She talks about breaking free from tradition, but let's not forget she was born into privilege and married into more." This sentiment resonates with a growing number of people who feel that Markle's portrayal of herself as an underdog is not only misleading but also somewhat tone-deaf, given her affluent background. Furthermore, the timing of Markle's podcast release raises eyebrows. With the current global climate rife with significant issues, some critics argue that her focus on personal anecdotes and celebrity interviews detracts from more pressing conversations. Fallon's comedic critique underscored this disconnect, suggesting that Markle's brand of empowerment is less about uplifting others and more about self-aggrandizement. "It's like listening to someone complain about Wi-Fi while the world is burning," he remarked, encapsulating the frustration many feel towards her narrative. In addition, Fallon's roast touched on Markle's controversial statements about her experiences in the royal family. While many empathize with her struggles, others argue that her consistent public disclosures serve to further divide rather than heal. Fallon's jab, "Every week, it's a new revelation. What's next? The royal family has a secret recipe for scones," highlights the perception that Markle's storytelling often veers into sensationalism, prioritizing shock value over substantive dialogue. Ultimately, Jimmy Fallon's roast of Meghan Markle's podcast does more than entertain. It reflects a growing discontent with her public persona. As she continues to navigate the complex landscape of fame and advocacy, her critics remain vocal, questioning the authenticity of her message. Fallon's humor, sharp yet insightful, serves as a mirror to the ongoing debate about who Meghan Markle truly is, a genuine advocate or a self-styled celebrity seeking relevance in a world that often feels conflicted about her presence.